Hi everyone, my name is Nijanand and welcome to Curious Nashik. Curious Nashik is a podcast that explores personalities, ideas, social trends, spirituality, psychology, and all kinds of interesting topics that you might want to explore. And today we are starting with a topic called parenting in the new age. So we have our guests here today with us. They'll be introducing themselves.
Hi, I'm Chinmay. I am currently working in Amazon as a senior product manager working in Bangalore, and I have a 2-year-old boy who is very mischievous.
Hi, I'm Darshna. I am an ex-radio jockey and currently I am working as a freelance voiceover artist, an anchor and a content writer. So yes, I keep myself busy with a 3-year-old son, who is very mischievous.
And this is a topic this is most intriguing to me these days. It's because I will be a father very soon. So I am looking forward to learning a lot of things from my friends here. And that is one of the reasons why I picked this topic to begin with.
First of all, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm getting the jitters because the things that I've heard are simply, oh my god, like the long hours, the long nights, and all the time that you have to run behind them. But before we get into parenting in the new age, let's take a little bit of a recap. So, how was the parenting in the yesteryears? Like, one of the things that I've heard from my parents is the grandparents didn't even know what the child used to be studying. Like, they were very casual about parenting. The things that I've heard is the standard in which the child used to be studying. Parents didn't even know that sometimes. Like, there used to be 10, 12, or even 15 kids back then. And the roles used to be very different. Like sometimes uncles and aunts used to be around. These days that has changed a lot. So what is your observation and how has parenting in general changed over the years in the past 3 to 5 decades?
You can go first.
What I have observed is that if we talk about our grandparents as parents, they were not very obsessed with numbers. They were not obsessed with grades and they were like, कि हाँ बच्चे बड़े हो रहे. And eventually they brought their kids up well and our parents did a good job. But our generation of parents was someone that they wanted their kids to be the best. At the same time, they had a very relaxing hand. Ki, okay, whatever he or she is going to do is going to be good.
Yeah.
The trend was much of नहीं मेरा बेटा इंजीनियर बनेगा, मेरी बेटी डॉक्टर बनेगी. Like when we were in school, half of our class was divided amongst medical and science. Means physics and engineering. So there was no other stream or no other way of thinking or no other option for kids.
Right.
But right now, if you consider, इतना कुछ है दुनिया में.
So many new options have come up all of a sudden in the past 10 years. And before that, it used to be like arts, science, or commerce, these three. Engineering and medical used to be quite rare. That's what my father tells me, that there used to be very less pressure. Our batch was kind of sandwiched in between. We used to feel a lot of pressure to pursue very high academic goals. And if you didn't score well, if you didn't get the marks, and if you didn't figure in the top 5 or top 3, you used to feel very ashamed of yourself. Many times, many students used to feel like that. But now, because of so many researchers coming up and so much awareness increasing, that pressure is lifted up. And people are changing the curriculum of the education system altogether. Because they have realized that the pressure on the child has increased tremendously. And we need to reduce that if we want to improve the quality of life that these children are going to grow up into adults who are going to form a very integral part of society.
Exactly.
So if they're going to feel pressured, if they're going to feel pressured for so long, they might not function as healthy, happy individuals once they enter the society at large. So this is one big change. So summing it up, first there was very less lack of awareness. Then it kind of shifted into awareness in the sense that my grandparents didn't even know where the child is studying. Okay, sometimes they knew what the child is studying, for how many hours, whether he's practicing, whether there's a homework given. I remember my parents, they used to ask, homework केला का? नाही केला का? मग आज जेवायला नाही मिळणार. You won't get dinner if you have not done your homework. But of course, it wasn't that strict. I used to get my dinner, but that much change has happened that the students who are there in our generation, who used to be students, they used to, their parents used to know the syllabus. My grandparents never knew what my father was learning, and now in this generation, like your kids and soon my kid is going to be completely different, and I want to know more about how that has changed.
So yeah, I will like completely agree everything has changed, but we have to think of it in from a logical standpoint as well, right? From our in our grandparents' generation. So there are reasons why probably there was not a lot of awareness. It was all a lot of socio-economical factors. Say for example, at that time, like at least in our parents' generation, like they had very less career choices, as you said, and those were because there was only a limited amount of work that you could get.
Yeah.
Right. Because of the macroeconomy, our economy was still evolving, but now when you rightly said, we are sandwiched in a way, right? Because when we started growing up, we were still not that much socioeconomically well,
Okay.
but when we actually got into 10th, or when we were near, like say 8th and 10th, at that time there was a big, the entire Y2K generation, Y2K happened,
Right.
globalization happened. So suddenly, coming from a very secured environment, we were thrown in a very large environment, right? And multiple reasons due to it. One is because of globalization, our parents suddenly realized that hey, there is so much more, right? It's just not 12. I still remember I have heard a lot of these terms that hey, आता 10th झालं की then you can chill.
Relax, yeah.
आता 12th झालं की then you can chill. And as we sort of achieved those milestones, we realized that hey, it is
There's
just
no
bigger.
chill.
And then it's also a matter of fact that we learning more, our parents learning more, that hey, like there is so much more to do. And now probably the world has come to a shift that our generation, it was majorly ki there was no other option, arts, commerce, science.
Right.
Right now, at least children they know what they want to grow up. If you would have asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, when I was say 4th, I would have given a random answer.
Huh.
Like a lot of kids say astronaut. But now, if you ask a kid, he or she will know that I want to be this, and this is the way I have to go to that.
Right.
And that's the kind of awareness the kids have right now. So I think I would also say it's a generational shock that we have gone through.
Yeah.
But now we have learned from it, and hence that's where we are pivoting to a very, very, very well aware kind of a parenting model, where we want to be involved, we want to know exactly what the child is doing, how the child is faring, what are the key inputs that we need to give the child
Yeah.
to ensure the child is ready, right? Because there is one very big difference that has happened over these 3 generations is the amount of competition.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's because of education increasing, population exploding, right? It's just the competition that's increasing. And hence every parent wants their kid to succeed in that competition. So it
Right.
becomes much more intense.
Yeah.
That's the reason for all. Now it has to be that okay, you are laser focused on your kid.
Yeah.
Right? What does he do? Like my kid is in daycare, and like my wife, my parents, my in-laws, we continuously monitor the CCTV, right? And to look at signs. Is he very aggressive? Is he like playing well? Is he social? Right? Is he eating his food? Everything.
Right.
Right? And again, I was talking about careers and all. That is just one angle. Second angle is health. Right? Because of the population explosion, there's a lot increase in diseases.
Right.
We've seen the COVID wave that has come in, and it's been very deadly.
Yeah.
So we've seen, because of what we have experienced as individuals, we are getting that viewpoint into parenting, and we
Right.
have to, in a way. So I think that's how large that change is
Right.
over these last 3 generations.
So emotional intelligence, health, physical, mental health, the
Yeah.
awareness about that in general. The parents focus on numerous aspects has improved a lot drastically in the past one generation. And
I'll give you a small example.
Sure.
Right? In our generation, or say in our parents, when our parents were kids, do you think they knew the word therapy?
No.
Impossible. Us, we got to learn about therapy when we grew up, or we were in our
As a
graduation
matter of
years.
fact, there was a lot of stigma attached to the word therapy.
Exactly. So therapy is psychiatrist, are veda hai ka?
Hmm.
These were the common stigmas.
Yeah.
Now therapy is so common.
Right.
Like kids, like school going kids say, hey, I am going into therapy.
Right.
That's
I
the
even
change.
remember a very close incidents with my family friend. Like my uncle had cancer, so his daughter, my cousin, was a bit disturbed in school.
Okay.
That it was a very deadly stage of cancer. He's
Okay.
no more right now.
Okay.
But she just mentioned at home that she had been to the counselor in school, and she discussed that I'm very scared of what's going to happen.
Mhm.
So that one incident that she shared at home
Mhm.
was like a volcano. Why did you go there? What is wrong with you? What are we doing to you?
Oh my.
So it was
It's
that
very good,
वो, हम क्या गलत कर रहे हैं? तुम्हें काउंसलर के पास जाना पड़ा.
अरे बाप रे.
So basically, a counselor comes in when there is something very huge or something has struck.
Drastically gone
Yeah.
wrong.
And considering this very minute thing, like, okay, the cancer was detected, everything was in a very haywire condition in the family, but nobody was going to take care of her mental state. How is she feeling?
So they were
What-
more concerned about the social image
Right,
rather than her health and condition.
exactly.
So I think that is one of the greatest change that has happened in the past 3 generations. That people were more concerned about what the society is thinking and the wrong notions about so many things in life, like values and ethics also, which we are coming to very soon. The ethics and values were very society centric. Now they are more individual centric. Whether the individual is doing well and it begins from the childhood. So especially when it comes to mental health, and if you're in a need for seeking therapy, this has gone definitely a drastic and big voluminous change. That so many friends and so many circles that I know, people have gone to counselors, people have gone to psychiatrists and sought help, and even medication if need be. And that is something really, it's a welcome change given the lifestyle change that we are going through. Sedentary lifestyle has increased so much. Screen time has increased so much,
Correct.
probably 8 to 12 hours. So much information getting bombarded into our head through so many senses. Our brain is haywire, it's constantly on hyperdrive. So if it's on hyperdrive, you're likely to have some kind of stress, some kind of mental imbalance, and sooner or later, and as so many experts are pointing out, including I guess it was Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev who has said that it's going to be it's after this pandemic, it's going to be a mental pandemic, like a big collapse of so many people who are not taking care of their mental health. And I think this shift of awareness is crucial, because if from the childhood itself, if we make them aware and if we make them emotionally intelligent enough to recognize what is going wrong, if they're feeling sad, if they're feeling depressed, if they're feeling angry, anxious, what to do with these emotions. So if it begins in the childhood itself, and it is beginning in the childhood itself, so this is one big